Hi everyone, my name's Courtney. I write under the pen names Lyra Parish and I'm one half of USA Today bestselling duo Kennedy Fox. Today I wanted to talk to you about why you should choose a pen name. Maybe you haven't started writing yet, or you finished a book and you are getting ready to publish and you don't know if you should use a pen name or if you should use your real name. I've got a few tips that might help you decide what you should do. Maybe you have a family member or you work at a job that just wouldn't approve with what you're doing. For example, I am in the corporate world and I did not want people to be able to Google my erotica or hardcore romance books and find out what I was doing. I did not want that at all. I have friends that are teachers and so they write under a pen name so their students cannot find their romance books. Another example is I have a friend who has parents that are pastors that really wouldn't approve of this writing. So if you have a family or a job that just wouldn't approve or you want to keep that private, then I would totally recommend getting a pen name. Maybe you want the freedom of your personal life and your professional life to be separate. There are tons of authors that I know that write under their real names and readers want to friend you. They want to be your real life friend on social media. But if you post photos of your kids or your family or stuff that's just really super personal that's not involved in the book life, they may not really want to be your friend, or maybe you don't want them to see that part of your life. If you are mixing personal and business, sometimes it's hard to actually be yourself online because you don't want to offend your readers or disagree with them or anything like that. So for me, I found it great because I could actually keep my profile just completely book related and writing related, and my personal profile, I don't accept readers under it, and the only friends that I have underneath that profile are people that I know in my real life. I like having those two parts of my life completely separate, which is probably why I am writing under a pen name. You might have a name that's super generic. Let's say your name is John Smith. It would be really hard for you to stand out with an overly generic name. So if you are someone who has a name that's just kind of like, I can't even think of any generic names, I'm about to Google. I say if you do, then you should probably go for it. Maybe you have a famous person's name. Is your name Jennifer Lopez? You're gonna write books underneath that? You know everyone's already calling you J-Lo. Or maybe your name is Stephen King. You're obviously not going to publish books under Stephen King. If there is another famous person that has the same exact name as you, you may want to consider using a pen name. So then when people search for you, they actually find your books and not Stephen King, the Stephen King's books. If that's you, that's super cool, but I would suggest using a pen name. Maybe you want to be able to brand with your name and your name is super generic, like mine, for example. You could do like what we did with Kennedy Fox, and we use foxes in our branding. So now anytime someone sees a fox, they think of Kennedy Fox. They tag us in fox photos. Like when I see foxes out in public, I buy them because it reminds me of our pen name. So for us, it was a really smart decision to choose a pen name that we could also intertwine our branding with. Maybe you want to do the same thing. Like maybe you chose Paris as your last name and you use the Eiffel Tower or stuff like that as your branding. There's just so many different things that you can actually do that would be pretty cool if you used a pen name that you might not actually be able to do with your real name. Another reason why you might choose to use a pen name is you're writing under two totally different genres. Now hear me out. If you are a middle grade or a young adult author and you decide that you want to write erotica, it's probably not the best idea to keep the same name that you're already established in. The reason for that is you do not want young readers to go and find sexually explicit or books that contain language. And I think that if you write YA or you're trying to write YA, you should probably choose a different name, just to protect the children and not introduce them to stuff that they really don't or shouldn't be reading at specific ages. So that's all the tips that I have today of why you should choose a pen name. I really hope that this video helped you, and if it did, I would love it if you would just like this video, comment below. It helps me know that the content that I'm releasing for y'all you actually enjoy and it's helpful. Do you have any tips on why someone should use a pen name that I didn't list? Tell me. I would love to know what y'all have to say, and I can't wait to see you all down in the comments below. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. I love making these videos. I love talking literary talk and all this stuff with y'all, and I look forward to doing this every single week. Soon I'll have a video releasing with some tips on how to actually choose a pen name. Since I have 2 of them, I've got a few tips for y'all. So anyway, thank you again, and I will see you in my next video. All right, bye.